Hello, I'm Jeff Rose, Jeff Rose and Associates Real Estate. This is my 15th year in real estate, and I've had the privilege of working with Premier Choice Mortgage for the last 8 years or so. And what's really stood out to me about Premier Choice Mortgage is you really feel like you have a Ritz-Carlton experience from start to finish. Everything from their initial greeting to their follow-up to keeping the customer informed and keeping everybody involved in the transaction informed, both by email, phone, and personal appointments. And so I was thoroughly impressed just not only to deal with them directly, but to have my clients affirm to me just how appreciative they were of the attention they deserved. And what I think stands out the most is that many times they are informing you of what the next step is before you ever have to wonder what the next step is. Whereas a lot of folks in this industry are constantly trying to determine what's going to happen next and when is it going to happen and what are the repercussions, and constantly having to make phone calls and emails to find out. So I think just their commitment to not only customer service, but just a smooth transaction from start to finish and being proactive, both with not only the lending side of things, but just the personal contact, I think is tremendous. And so really appreciate that, and just am really encouraged by just the feedback I get from clients. And I think, I have a lot of clients that go back to Premier Choice Mortgage for the refinance, and I've heard in many cases that those experiences are just as well as their initial financing experience. So I think that's tremendous that they have that commitment to excellence, and that people appreciate it and keep coming back. And I think what I really like about Premier Choice is that you really have a friendly environment, and you're dealing with folks that take the time to listen before making recommendations, and are really concerned about what the customer's needs are, and as brokers what we're facing many times before just offering solutions without knowing all the details. And I think it's a comfortable environment. I think it's but it's also a very professional environment, one that that once the issues at hand have been dealt with, that that things are going to be put in motion, and that there's the train will be on the tracks, and a lot of things will start falling into place. And I think it's neat that that's just not a once in a while experience, but it's a consistent experience that encourages people to keep coming back, and certainly encourages me to recommend my clients to kind of what to expect ahead of time, and many times their expectations are exceeded time and time again. So I appreciate that opportunity. I think one of the main reasons that I know that Premier Choice Mortgage is going to take care of my clients, because my clients call me back many times and just tell me the great experience that they had. And many times I find out later that somebody's already been in contact with Premier Choice Mortgage, they're qualified, and now they're ready to go find a house, and they got referred from one of my previous clients. So that's great to have those opportunities, and not too many realtors are fortunate enough to have those scenarios. So I'm grateful that I've been able to experience that. What I really notice is there's really a commitment to be honest. I mean, in this economy right now, there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of different changes in the mortgage industry, and what I appreciate about Premier Choice is that they're pretty clear on what they can do and what they can't, and as soon as they run into a situation, they're quick to let us know what the reality of it is, and what can go forward and what can't. And you kind of know up front that that if they can get it done, they will, and if they can't, there's a commitment to direct you to a source that can take you to the next step. And so that's what I appreciate, is that that if they don't know the answer, they'll direct you to where, if the problem can be solved, that you'll be in good hands. And they'll follow up many times to make sure that even if somebody else is involved other than them, that they'll make sure that it's a good experience from start to finish. So I really appreciate that. And I think where they stand out, where Premier Choice stands out above other mortgage companies, is just there's not only a commitment to excellence, but there's a commitment to a good experience from start to finish, and that there's a a willingness to make sure that not only somebody getting the best rate or the best knows what their closing costs are and all the details of the transaction, but that truly that somebody was that their needs were understood, and if there is any issues or concerns, that there's a commitment to deal with those up front and to make sure that a good experience is the end result. So I can't say enough good things about Premier Choice Mortgage. Really appreciate their commitment, and we're in an industry right now where half the mortgage companies are no longer operating in Albuquerque, and I think that's just a testimony that they were able to ride out a very, very challenging storm in this economy, and they are still going strong. And so I think that's just testimony to people don't care how much you know till they know that you care, and Premier Choice Mortgage exemplifies that in so many different ways. Everything from the loan origination process to the processing, to the underwriting, and to the final preparation for closing. So I've really appreciated experiencing that. I know my clients have, and I look forward to many future closings with Premier Choice Mortgage, knowing that that is a result that I can expect as a broker, and that my clients can expect as homeowners. So I encourage anyone, if you're thinking about Premier Choice Mortgage, you can't go wrong, and I know that you'll be able to speak their praises I'm able to here today.